morning everyone. In the previous class we have studied with the male reproductive system. Today we are going to discuss regarding the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system is located in the pelvic region and it is also consisting of the two types of sex organs, that is a primary sex organ and the secondary sex organ. It consists of primary sex organ and secondary sex organ. Right? So the primary sex organ consists of a pair of ovaries. So it is going to consist of a pair of ovaries, whereas the secondary sex organ consists of accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia. Right? So which are the accessory ducts means? There are three. That is, the first is the fallopian tube, second comes the uterus, and the third one is vagina. So there are two accessory glands. The first is Bartholin gland and the second is the mammary gland. So the external genitalia is called as a vulva. Right? So these are the various organs which are present in the female reproductive system. So the female reproductive system is present in the pelvic region and it consists mainly of primary sex organ and the secondary sex organ. So the primary sex organ is consisting of a pair of ovaries, whereas the secondary sex organ consists of accessory ducts, accessory glands and the external genitalia. So which are the accessory ducts means? The first is the fallopian tube, then comes the uterus and then the vagina. Accessory glands, there are two accessory glands in the female reproductive system. The first one is the Bartholin gland and the second one is the mammary gland. So the external genitalia, so the external genitalia in the female reproductive system is called as a vulva. So all these organs, that is both the primary sex organ and the secondary sex organ, so they are integrated both structurally and functionally because they have to support the processes such as the ovulation, fertilization, parturition, birth and the childcare. So they are all integrated and they are interconnected. Right? So now let us study the primary sex organ and the secondary sex organ in details with the help of a diagram. Okay. So the primary sex organs are the ovary. So there are a pair of ovary each located one. So they are located one on each side of the lower abdomen. So there are a pair of ovaries. So they are usually almond shaped ovaries. So they are 2 to 5 centimeter in length and they are covered with a thin epithelial lining which encloses the ovarian stroma. So this ovarian stroma is divided into a peripheral cortex and the inner medulla. Right? So this regarding the ovary we are going to study in detail during the gametogenesis. Right? So coming to the next one, that is the secondary sex organ. In that the accessory ducts. So this ovary is attached to the pelvic wall as well as it is attached to the uterus with the help of the ligaments. So that is how they are able to suspend in the lower abdomen. So coming to the next one, that is the fallopian tube. So there are two fallopian tubes. Right. So these are the fallopian tube. So the first part, which is a funnel-like bulged part, is called as a infundibulum. So this is called as infundibulum. So the funnel shape wider part which is at the tip or the anterior region is called as the infundibulum. So this infundibulum is having a finger-like projection, right? So it is having a finger-like projections which are called as a fimbriae. So they are known as fimbriae. So what is the main role of this fimbriae? They are going to move and they are going to create a suction. So why they are going to create a suction means, so the ovum or the secondary oocyte that is released from the ovary, that has to be taken, or it is taken by the fimbriae, or it is going to take the ovum which is released by the ovary, right? So that is why the fimbriae, or it is a structure which is modified into a finger-like structure, right? So the infundibulum is a wider funnel-like shape and fimbriae are the finger-like projections which are going to collect the secondary oocyte or the ovum after the ovulation. So the second wider part, so the next wider part is called as a ampulla. So this wider region is called as a ampulla, right? So this is a site for fertilization. So this is site for fertilization, as the fertilization is going to take place in this part of the fallopian tube. And the last narrow part, which is a lumen-like structure, which is a narrow part, is called as a isthmus, and this isthmus is going to connect to the uterus, right? So the fallopian tube is usually 10 to 12 centimeter in length and it is having three main parts. So the first wider part is called as a infundibulum, and the second wider part is called as ampulla, and the third narrow part is called as a isthmus. So totally the fallopian tube is going to extend from the posterior region of the ovary until the uterus, right? So these three structures together, they are going to form a fallopian tube, which is 10 to 12 centimeter in length, right? So this isthmus is going to connect to a muscular structure which is called as a uterus. Right. So this is a uterus which is a inverted pear shape. So the shape of the uterus is inverted pear shape, and this uterus is called as, this is a uterus. So this is also known as a womb, right? Because it is a site for implantation. Right? So this is where the implantation is going to take place. So inside the uterus there is a endometrium wall to which the blastocyst is attached, and the process of attachment of the blastocyst to the uterine wall is called as a implantation. So the embryo is going to develop in this part, and hence it is called as a womb, and which is a site for the implantation, right? So this cavity inside the the cavity inside the uterus is called as a uterine cavity. So this is the uterine cavity, right? So this uterus is consisting of three tissues, three wall layers, right? So the outer layer is called as a, so this is the outer layer which is called as a, so this is outer layer which is called as perimetrium, right? So the outer layer of the uterus, so the wall is consisting of three wall layers. So the outer one is perimetrium, which is made up of a thin membranous structure which is a fibrous structure. So then next one comes the, so the second is a muscular layer. It is a thick muscular layer which is called as a myometrium. And the third glandular structure is called as a, so this glandular structure is called as endometrium, right? So the uterus is having 3 wall layers, right? So the outer thin membrane is called as a perimetrium. It is a fibrous and it is very thin. So the second one is a myometrium. As the name suggests that this is a thick and it is made up of a smooth muscles. And the innermost layer is called as a endometrium, which is a highly glandular structure. And this endometrium will undergo the cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle. And the myometrium is going to provide a strong contraction during the parturition, right? So this is regarding the uterus. So now this uterus is having a bulged part at the top, which is called as a uterine fundus. So we are going to call it as a uterine fundus. And this is called as the body of a uterus. And here you can see a neck-like region or a narrow cavity in the uterus that is to be termed as a cervix. It is called as a cervix, and the cavity inside the cervix is called as a cervix canal. So now this cervix is going to open into another muscular structure which is called as a vagina. So that is called as this is vagina, right? So there are two important functions of the vagina. That is the vagina along with the cervix, it is going to form a birth canal where the birth is going to take place of the fetus. And one more thing is it is going to receive the sperms during the insemination. So this vagina is having an opening which is called as a vaginal opening, or it is also called as a vulva. So that comes under the external genitalia, which we are going to study in the next class. So just revise the things. So the female reproductive system consists of an ovary. That is, a primary sex organ consists of a pair of ovaries. So these ovaries are located at the lower abdomen, one on each side. So they are almond shaped. They are 2 to 5 centimeter in length. So these are connected to a pelvic wall. So this is connected to a pelvic wall, and it is also attached to the uterus with the help of a ligaments, right? So then once the ovum or once the secondary oocyte is released by the ovary during the ovulation, so that ovum or the secondary oocyte is collected by the finger-like structures which is called as a fimbriae. As this fimbriae is going to form or it is going to create a suction, so that is going to receive the ovum after the ovulation. So from the fimbriae, so the eggs are or the ovum is transferred to the infundibulum, so which is a funnel-like structure. So then it is going to the ampulla. So ampulla is a place where the fertilization is going to take place. That is, the fusion of the male and female gametes is going to take place here. That is in the ampulla. So this ampulla is extended to the isthmus, which is a narrow lumen structure. So and then it is connected to a uterus. So uterine is a single uterus, and it is an inverted pear shape. It is also called as a womb, as the implantation is going to take place in the womb. So that's why it is also called as a site for implantation. So this uterus is also attached to the pelvic wall with the help of the ligaments. So the uterus is having 3 wall layers. The outermost is called as a perimetrium. So the second one is called as a myometrium, and the third one is called as a endometrium. So this uterus is having a upper bulged part which is called as a uterine fundus, and this part of the uterus is called as a body, and here there is a narrow part which is a neck-like structure that is called as a cervix. So this cervix is having a cervix canal or the cervix cavity we can call it. So this cervix is again opening into another muscular structure which is called as a vagina. So the vagina is having a vaginal opening which is called as a vulva. So in detail regarding the external genitalia as well as the glands which are associated with the female reproductive system, so that will be studying in our next class. Thank you.